YouTube? It is I, Sakarma, coming to you with a little 1v1 action at a total Brohammer here. I am the head of the Green Tide with Warzag of the Great Green Wa against the Great Yellow Egyptian Mummy people of High Queen Khalida, and we'll find out the name of the player at the end. I forget. It's not a big reveal, guys. Don't worry. There's no twist in the third act here. So let's get right into the build here. No, it's no fucking around. So we've got two trolls with gold chevrons on either flank. I've got some biggins across the front line. I've got some nasty skulkers, the gem of the Greenskins. I've got the rusty airs and night goblins, and then one black orc alongside another rusty airs in the back line, just to protect them in case I got anything in the back. So they circled around or were funky with some Nehakara horsemen or anything along those lines. I also have some forest goblin spider riders in the trees, hidden. Unfortunately, these carrion do spot them. I don't know if they'd win in a straight up fight. 46 melee defense. That's pretty high. 40 weapon strength. Yeah, they'd crush them. So my opponent definitely should have charged in, because they probably would have devastated them. Yeah, it looks like they definitely would. 12 bonus, charge bonus of 12 is pretty weak, but what can you do? So yeah, that's my build. Wow, I think that's the fastest I've ever gone through the build. Look at me, I'm setting world records here. What I want to show here is really the Greenskins. The Green Tide is not. They're no slouches anymore, man. I'm so happy with where they are right now. With that new and improved Wa, they are a very, very good faction. They're the best they've been in months, maybe even years. Even years. Eons! It has been eons since the Greenskins have been this devastating and a threat. But you can still... Ooh, cool. That little tree block that looks like a pretty pitiful arrow. But the ones that are hitting here are just devastating the orc boys. That's unfortunate. And you're going to see that of course, the bow you shopped here is still very, very frightening. Very, very devastating. So my opponent, meanwhile, he's brought... pretty not standard, but a pretty ranged army of Tomb Kings. So this guy is going crazy. They just look so funky when they aim and fire. What are their faces made out of? Are those alligators? I never knew. Cool. Alligator people. As if this game needed more combination animal people hybrids. Now we have alligator people. And then of course we have Khalida, who's riding that snake. I'm sure there's a sexual joke in there, but I'm not going to make it. Oh, this one's writhing? That's so cool. I never knew that. Okay, so Khalida is way more gangster than I thought. She is funky. The snake has a skeleton head on its head. We all know I love heads on heads, hats on hats. I'm a big fan. And Khalida's over there, and of course she's buffing everything. I don't know why she has... she's got this Nefarda Skull of Money Incantations. Probably just her magic was low. Who knows what it was at the start. But she is buffing, of course, all her range around her, giving these guys pretty immense increase to their damage. So 171's pretty insane. 181's pretty nuts. And these guys are doing 22, and of course armor sundering. So everything around her is going to be very, very effective at range. Meanwhile, the rest of her army is a couple of Boyushapti, the Legion of Fucked, the Skeleton Spearmen, some Tomb Halberds, Tomb-Carved Halberds, so 4 Spearmen, 2 Halberds, some Necropolis Knights with Halberds, who I haven't brought in a long time. I used to love these guys when Tomb Kings first came out. I sort of dropped them lately just because they do have charge defense against large, which is pretty effective, but just found they're not great at killing things. They do poison, which is quite nice, so maybe I'll have to reassess at some point. But yeah, they're not bad for sure. Definitely not a bad unit. But as you can see, we're all going in slow motion. It's been about 20 seconds, and these biggins are already wiped off the field. But c'est la vie, mon ami. That's a quote from Moana, guys. I love that movie. That movie is a great fucking movie, by the way. I saw, just a quick aside, I saw The Incredibles 2 recently. It was an okay movie. It wasn't bad, don't get me wrong, but Moana is a goddamn masterpiece. That is a good fucking movie. Those songs, The Rock, god damn it, that guy. He's got talent, he's got charisma. I mean, easily, it's Moana is just a masterpiece, guys. Go see Moana. Do yourself a favor, you know. Learn, become a better person. Anyways, they're shooting at my biggins. They're already ready to flee, and they're gonna focus down my black orcs. That's gonna be devastating. There's not a whole lot I can do about that. I just have to sort of, take the hits. But fortunately, my opponent's not quite on his micro game, so I'm able to sneak these guys right in here. Little crafty play from Sakarma. What would you expect? We are Greenskins after all. And he doesn't see this coming, so we are able to get some good damage on these Blessed Legion of Fucked, and at least prevent them from firing. And now that we're in their back line, we're just going to surge through the spiders, make sure they can't hit us anywhere, or sorry, try and muck up as many as I can. He does bring the Carrions in here, trying to do some damage to my Night Goblin Archers, but my Nasty Skulkers are back here, and they'll do some good damage against the Carrions. Meanwhile, I'm going to send Warzag in here to help clean them up. We have lost our Black Orcs, our Biggins, both of our ranged units before the battle's even really begun in earnest, but that's okay. We have popped the wall, which is going to help us immensely on this front line. We do have these trolls doing crazy amount of damage, 80 and 67 melee attacks, so they're going to be smacking everything down, and they're mixed in with biggins. That's going to help them defeat the spearmen. Meanwhile, we're trying to wrap some of these biggins around. Of course, one thing you never want to do is get all your units mucked up on, spearmen. That's just a waste, because they'll hold longer than you expect, and of course they'll allow them to keep firing. So I'm going to get these guys in the back. I do a brainbuster there, just do some damage on these archers. I pull these trolls through. The Nazi Skulkers should be able to kill the spearmen with relative ease, especially when they get opportunist murder going. But they are being Uships incantated, or whatever it's called. So that's bad news. These Biggins are coming back, so are these Black Orcs. But we are in the underbelly here. We are in the soft underbelly of the mummies. So that's fortunate for us, because now they're not firing as well as they were before. We've been able to knock down these archers pretty effectively. The trolls here are going to do good damage to Khalida, but of course she's going to give it right back. These Biggins are going to be more effective against them, and of course the Biggins are going to fuck up these Tomb Guard. They are being protected by Niru's incantations, so Niru is doing his thing. Meanwhile, we are crushing here. As I said, you don't want to get mucked up on one single unit, but of course that's what we're doing over here, so do as I say, not as I do. We are firing with these rusty arrows. We were able to eliminate this unit, which is huge. They're totally gone, so now we have an open flank. We have brought the spiders back in. They've routed, but now they're back. Of course, they can't do anything to these Ushabti. Even the trolls have trouble killing the Ushabti. A dedicated melee unit has trouble killing probably one of the most effective ranged units in the game that can also, hang with a large anti-infantry, anti-everything melee unit. So, the Ushabti, we all know, they're a little bit OVP. And then, not to mention, our leadership is terrible compared to them. And these are gold chevron, remember. These aren't just regular trolls. They're gold chevron trolls. Let's just do a quick comparison of the stats. So, 41, 40, 80... 28, 40, 65, so those are pretty comparable. These guys cost more, and they're melee only. Their charge force is only 24. That's insane. They actually have a charge force of 18. CA, you guys just, the health is different. Okay, so they have a much higher health pool, and of course they do regenerate, but yeah, their health is about double, so that is one nice thing about them. But they also have less armor, less leadership. They're about the same speed, but I don't know, see, I think the Ushabti were a little bit poorly implemented. They're a little bit too strong in melee, and compared especially to older monsters. Oh no, there goes a troll. Johnson P. Trollman. Oh boy. And he's real sad. They were buddies. He's looking at him to help save him, but it's not going to happen. This guy's smoking whatever that is, the Leech Priest of Nirkara. Here comes Khalida on like a, look at her, she's got like a Hijigen stance. But yeah, this guy's dead, and this guy's getting up. Anyways, back to the battle. Yeah, I do think they could use a little bit of a nerf. The Ushabti still, but that's not exactly a unique sentiment. That's not a controversial opinion. I think a lot of people would agree with that. But these trolls are going to be seen off. They're ready to run. These guys do have 11 models, so they will eventually run, but they'll come back with a lot of health, which is good. My opponent's doing a good job of he keeps repositioning his lines. So he's put these guys, the Chosen of the God, back here so they can keep firing, while my blobs are just sort of overrunning his weaker infantry. So my opponent's doing a very good job of layered defense. So he's having these guys hold while these guys fire. Of course, I'm going to get my spiders in there. They're going to get destroyed, absolutely destroyed by these guys, but at least they'll hold them up and prevent them from firing, which is huge. My opponent sent these guys off on a little adventure in the woods. I don't know what they were chasing. I think they chased these Forest Golem Spider Eyes, which is a big mistake because they didn't even get them off the field, and they wasted a lot of time when they could have been helpful here. In this fight. We are going to get rid of the Leech Priest of Nirkara, and there goes my opponent's magic, which is a big win for us. The Biggins are still fighting these Tomb Guard halberds, and that's going to favor the Biggins over time, because the halberds just don't have the stats to really compare to the Biggins, and the armor to hold up against a really high melee attack. Our ranged contingent is perfectly good health, but my opponent's going to try and knock them down with these Necropolis Knights while we charge over against these Chosen of the Gods. So my opponent's doing a good little job of rounding about these Biggins. He probably should have gotten a quick rear charge in there, would have broken them, and then he could have gone after those guys, but, the heat of the battle, everything's, hindsight's 2020. Warzag's in here, he's doing some good damage to the Chosen of the Gods, because he is, of course, not a bad melee fighter by any means, but Khalida is a much better duelist. She does have, well, let's see this charge in here. She's coming in. Is she in the Hadouken stance? No, but she's looking cool, though, and she's going to use her wily little snake monster to just give him a good old spank on the butt, spank on the tuchus, and, yeah, and these guys brought out their sights, or what are those called? They're not called sights, whatever those weapons are called, and they're just going to, do some good damage to Warzag. Warzag does have a cage with, what the hell, I never noticed that before. It's got like a spleen in a cage, or like a little dead oh, it's a little dead, oh my god, it's a dead squig, that's so cool. I never noticed that. So Warzag's got some morbid curiosity with dead squigs, but that's okay. She's going to give him a good spanking again, this time with her left hand, so it's getting, as you'd expect with Warzag, he likes it kinky. But over here, we do have some returning trolls, and of course they are going to be healing all the way along. But Warzag, unfortunately, is going to flee due to the intense, non-consensual, aggressive sexual play of High Queen Khalida. Over here, we are running away, just trying to, mess these guys up. I don't want to have them sitting in combat. I might as well run away. The longer these guys are chasing them, the more chance we have to deal with this unit, this little blob, which is the last really strong resistance that they have. Warzag's over here. you're going to see something I do that's going to seem foolish, but actually is a good move, and I'll tell you why. He's very close to death, and of course, we've seen Kalita's stats. Her stats are quite high at 60-something and 60-something. She's a great duelist, and Warzag doesn't want any part of this fight. But Warzag is about 1 second from getting a wah. So I get in there, I hit her, just for that 1 second just to buff, and then I'm going to see here, at any moment, I'm going to pop a wah before he gets, and he of course to get back here. But yeah, I'm in there just to get the wah, and there we go. So I just did that just to get the wah, and then I'm going to run out, and I'm going to use these spiders to help him. Meanwhile, with the wah active, we are going to try and do some damage to these guys. It's going to give us some charge bonus, and we're going to also get over here and get rid of these Ushabti Great Bow with the Nasty Skulkers, the gems. He's going to try and hunt down Warzag. I think he's faster. Well, with the wall for sure he's faster, but she's quite fast herself. But we're gonna, hold her down. We're gonna be able to get rid of these Chosen of the Gods with the wall active. They're not gonna be able to sustain combat against these boosted units. So there they go. Even the Nasty Skulkers are doing well against the Ushabti Great Bow with the wall active, because they have 39 melee attack and 31 weapon strength, armor piercing. So that's gonna bring them down in a quick hurry. Over here, his Necropolis Knights have routed off my Rusty Arrows, but it's too late at this point for them to really do much. Anyways, the real battle here is just trying to get rid of Kalita. So my opponent's going to go hard against Warzag and try and get rid of him. That's pretty much their last play. But you can see it's starting to go in our favor. We've dropped these guys. There's not much they can do against Nasty Skulkers and Biggins. She's been hit by Effigy to get, and then we're going to pop these guys with, here we go. So they're going to do a ton of damage, and she's going to get smoked from every side. Warzag's just casting spells left and right. I mean, these guys are at 124 with 100 weapon damage. I mean, they're just absolute monsters right now. Fists of Gorgon, here we go. So that's all our last spells, just to really put her over the edge. She's going to try and run away, but this isn't even a battle she wants to be in, because there is a lot of damaging units. She's going to try and come here and get rid of Warzag. I probably could have charged her, something valiant, but that wouldn't be very Greenskin of me. Come on. I'm going to run with my dead squig on my back and prevent her from getting any damage on Warzag, and then bring these trolls in here, and they're going to put the spanking down. So she's dead, and then these guys will crumble with their Lord gone, and that will be the end of the Tomb Kings. So a really fun battle here, and a matchup that was very difficult for Greenskins in the previous iteration of the game, which is now a damn sight easier. With the new WA, the new and improved WA has really made the Greenskins a powerhouse, I think. And you know what? I don't think they're OP. I think they're exactly where they should be. It's a good mechanic in that, first of all, you get it to start, so that's good. So you get a sort of a bonus right off the bat, which is nice, because the Greenskins needed it. But also, it's not just something you can run around and proc, ad infinitum, however you pronounce that stupid Latin. What am I trying to do? Who am I trying to impress here, Sakama? Anyways, yeah, it's not something you can just run around and abuse. You need to be in combat. So if you bring Warzag, he's not the best melee lord. He's an okay melee lord. He's definitely decent, but you don't want him to be fighting everything. He'll die pretty quickly. So you have to pick your spots with him. So it adds a layer of strategy to it for sure. And of course, if they could fix Grimgore, give him a Megawa, or improve his stats, Grimgore would be fantastic, because you could just throw him in there and have him sit in battle forever, and you're just getting Wa every minute. You're getting a Wa every minute or two. So that would be, it really does open up a viable path towards Grimgore viability, which is something that I think everybody would love to see. All he just needs is better stats. He should have very high health, very high armor. Just be a giant tank. Make him cost 2,500. I don't care. But make him just a huge tank. Make him like a steam tank, but with good melee stats. And just have him be like a guy you throw in there, and he just sits there and can't be killed. He's hard to kill. And he just pops wall the whole game. And that would make him a fantastic unit, or at least a very viable one. Because right now, if you're being competitive, Warzag's the only way to go. He's just so much better than every Lord on the Greenskin roster. With Effigy to get, with Magic, with Bonewood Staff, and all the other goodies he brings along. Not to mention he provides 6% physical resistance to everything around him. He's just a fantastic Lord. He's definitely a top tier Lord. Meanwhile, Tomb Kings do have generally a good matchup against Greenskins because of the construct play they can bring. But as you saw in this matchup, we were able to overcome it with the Biggins. I think Biggins are the way to go. I do know that Black Orcs do well against Ushabti, probably better than Biggins against Ushabti, but for that extra price, it's just too risky, and there's just too many things they can bring to just smack them down, like a giant Necrosphinx or anything along those lines can just be very devastating to Black Orcs. It's hard to justify bringing them, but I could try. Maybe a 4 Black Orc build could work. I think Nasty Skulkers are, again, the gem of the Greenskins. They do well in almost every matchup. I could never envision not bringing them, just because they're so effective with those new buffs. Anyways, that'll be it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you around the bend.